Butterflies, and happy Friday. Thank you for tuning into Blessings from Butterflies podcast. I'd like to start off by saying please comment, like, and subscribe, as well as turn on your post notifications. So, it's not original creativity. Don't use that. Okay. Start over. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Greetings, butterflies, and welcome to Blessings from Butterflies podcast. Please like, comment, subscribe, as well as turn on your post notifications. And let's get into the video. So, I'd like to first start off by introducing who I am and what I stand for. My name is Zaria McCullough. I am 20 years old. I'm a full-time student at Tallahassee Community College, as well as CEO of the Butterfly Movement Incorporation. The Butterfly Movement is a nonprofit organization that lends a helping hand to individuals nationwide living in poverty, hosting humanitarian events in urban communities, ranging from but not limited to providing nourishing meals to individuals undergoing food and housing insecurities, back to school, and toy drives in urban areas. The Butterfly Movement was established on February 2nd, 2018, which is also my birthday. So, on my 19th birthday, instead of receiving, I paid my dues forward and gave. That way, not only was I celebrating 19 years of life, but I also got the chance to share on my birthday. All of my life, my family raised me to give. So I live by the quote, well, I created this quote myself, and this is what I live by. I'm blessed, therefore I bless others. The fact that I'm fortunate enough to have enough for myself and give someone else, I do it. 100% I would do it. So growing up, I was raised by my parents as well as my grandmother. I went to school from my grandmother's house from pre-K to 12th grade. Pre-K to 11th grade. 12th grade, I had a car, so I was driving to school then, so I didn't go to school from my grandma's house. Okay, but from pre-K to 11th grade, I went to school from my grandmother's house Monday through Friday, and on the weekends, I go home with my parents. So Monday through Friday, when I was with my parents, Monday through Friday, when I was with my grandmother, she always encouraged me to give away any clothes or shoes that I no longer wore or could fit. So we always donate to our next door neighbor, Mrs. Sue. So Mrs. Sue would load her wagon every morning with the fresh produce that she's grown, and she'd go on the corner of the block and sell it for a very, very, very reasonable price. So the reason why she was selling produce and we donated clothes was she came from Haiti, and her family and friends in Haiti they aren't as fortunate. Also, growing up, I was raised in a church. So just about every Sunday I'd be at church. Shout out to my lifelong pastor, Miss K. Trina Forbes. Oh my God, I love her. So she'd also feed the homeless every Sunday in Overtown, Miami. So my mother would also feed the homeless every Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. It was every Saturday. Her and her friends, her coworker. Shout out to Miss Gwen. Miss Gwen created the organization where they would go feed the homeless every Saturday. And growing up, it was just nice to be surrounded. Well, growing up, being surrounded by my mom feeding the homeless, my pastor feeding the homeless, my grandmother donating and feeding the homeless, it was like giving back was instilled within me, basically. So when I grew up and I got on my own and I moved off to college, and growing up in Liberty City, Miami. Okay, so I need to turn it back around. So I was born and raised in Miami, Florida at Parkway. Okay, that don't matter. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, raised in Liberty City, Miami, to be exact. So if you're from Miami, then you understand that Liberty City is a very urban area, and it's an inner city. So growing up, seeing homelessness, individuals selling flowers on every corner, fruits on every corner, or water bottles, just to make enough money to make ends meet for their families, it impacted me growing up, because I was fortunate enough to have both of my parents in the same household, and I was also raised by my grandma and my auntie. So I was fortunate enough to not really, well, I won't say really, but to not want for anything. So, but it still impacted me to know that my peers, they weren't as fortunate as me. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying well, I don't even got to say that. But growing up, just seeing like within the community that everyone isn't always as fortunate as you. So my parents always raised me to, what was the quote that they would tell me? In life is not about, that's what it is. In life is not about what you have, it's about what you give. So, with hearing that quote all the time, is not about what I have, it's what I give. And witnessing my mom go every Saturday to feed the homeless, my grandmother in the church going every Sunday to feed the homeless, it was installed within me. And also my father, he has friends who he has friends, co-workers, whatever, who like would need clothes for their younger children, or so we would also donate our clothes to his associates as well. So growing up, giving back was always something instilled within me. And especially coming from Liberty City, Miami, you're accustomed to it. That's the word. You become accustomed to it, and you're surrounded by poverty. And I just want to be one of the individuals, one of the many individuals who give back, who help put an end to homelessness, who helps put an end to families not having food in their homes, who helps put an end to youth feeling they don't have anyone, or just to teach them, or not even teach them, just let them know like you have someone who came from the same city as you who did it. Struggle is real from where I come from. I was surrounded by poverty. It was an inner city community. Don't get me wrong, it had its highlights and bright sides, of course. And however, just seeing the very, very high rate of homelessness on the streets that you drive down every day to go to work or to go to school or to go to the stores, you see homeless individuals and you see homeless families. You go to school with some individuals and you can tell who may not be as fortunate as you. And seeing that my entire life growing up, it just made me want to be the person that can help them. Because me personally, I feel like there's more that the world, we all can do more to help people. If we're fortunate enough to have, especially if we have more than enough, give if you're willing to. I would always say if you're fortunate enough to have more than you need, give, because something may seem very little to you, but it can mean the world to someone else. Someone could be down bad, and just giving them $5 or $10 could really be the highlight of the day. Like, they don't know if they were going to eat that day. It's either make it or it's going to make you or break you. This is the start of many. Now or never. Do or die. Pick or choose. Right now. I'm not gonna die. Fear is not a factor. Growing up in Miami, Florida, I got to experience the best of both worlds. You have, I'm from Liberty City, Miami, which is a very urban and inner city. So I witnessed poverty. And right across the bridge, you have South Beach, which is the lavishness and the foreign cars, exotic houses, and I'm in the middle. I wasn't in the middle. I was in Liberty City. I was in poverty. So, but I got to visit South Beach. My grandmother works on South Beach, and there's restaurants on South Beach, so I'd always go on South Beach. And seeing how literally one bridge in water separates two completely different lifestyles. On one side of the bridge, you have hundreds, maybe even, I would say thousands, because Miami's pretty big. So thousands of families who are struggling, or who's living paycheck to paycheck, and who may need government assistance, or it's just like you see a lot of homelessness. And of course there's individuals in the community that's helping out. Growing up, I definitely witnessed individuals helping out. I even had teachers who would help out within the community or help out within the school. So shout out to everyone who helps within the community and everyone who just pays your due forward and gives to do a positive humanitarian act, because the world needs more people like you. People tell me that all the time, the world needs more people like you, but I just want to be one of the individuals that actually help and be a change in the world, because I see so much that goes on in the world, and I see how so much money is being spent on projects where I feel like projects that can wait, or projects, I don't want to say useless because it's not my money to depict whether or not it should be used for certain things, but the aspect on life that I have is, if I worked for, just say, the government, I would invest money into housing. I would invest money into food. I would invest money into schools to help better upcoming generations as far as education. The children need proper nutrition. That plays a role in development. It plays a role in education. You are what you consume. And when you live on this side of the bridge in Liberty City, most people, the groceries are expensive. I can honestly say it took me to move off to college, be in a completely different city away from my family, and to go grocery shopping on my own, to realize that grocery shopping is expensive. I promise. I feel like I only get 5 to 10 items in the store, and I ran up a tab. And I'm like, where? Like, where is all these groceries? Like, what is money coming from? But groceries are expensive. So that plays a role, and I understand, like, shout out to Michelle Obama, for instance. She's helping lower obesity rates, and she's helping put better nutrition within the school systems, because in poverty, being that people, well, even if you have a large family, or if you don't have a large family at all, this is what I don't understand. In inner cities, the cost of living is expensive now. The employment rate, well, I don't know too much about the employment rate. I don't even want to speak on that. But I could say that the amount of money that you get paid, it could be decent, but your bills are so high that it's taking up majority of your money. And then you have children and families to supply for, that you have to pay for clothing. You may have to pay for education. You have to pay for food. So the obesity rate is very, very high in urban communities, because it's cheaper for someone to go to McDonald's and spend $20 on buy the entire family a burger, a drink, and fries, or nuggets, whatever. It's cheaper to do that way rather than going to the grocery store. $20 may get you not very much. It's not going to get you much, because right now I'm in a single home by myself. So $20 with me going to the grocery store, I can get a little pack of meat, but the pack isn't going to last me very long. And that's just one person. So imagine when families have mothers, fathers, boys, especially in the house, young women in the house. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of consumption. And I feel like we need help with that. We do. We honestly do. There's a lot of families out here who are struggling just to put meals on the table, to put clothes on their children's backs. South Beach, I saw all the nice foreign cars. I saw the mansions. I saw golf courses and Publix and Whole Foods, and we got with Dixie's, and now we got Fresco's, and we got Joe's, New Generation, the meat stores. That's what we have. We have meat markets, and they got fancy grocery stores. All the humanitarian events that I host, it's my way of helping and handling the community, but I owe thanks to the people around me and who raised me, because they instilled this within me. It's not like one day I just woke up and, I want to give back, da 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 da. Yeah, I did wake up and say I want to give back, but it's the people around me who molded and shaped me into the person that I am. So shout out to my mama and my daddy. Shout out to my granny, my auntie, my pastor, my church members, my siblings, my family, also my schools, because you spend a great deal of amount of time in your life in school. So shout out to all of my teachers, because y'all helped me as well.